Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you've been here before, and if you haven't, welcome, and I hope you stay and enjoy my video. So here I'm painting a little pet that I just recently had a commission, and is my last Christmas commission, and she is mixed breed, a beautiful dog, and this size was a larger size than I normally paint, so I'm quite pleased with it, how it's going so far. So just to give you a quick introduction to the painting, I applied masking fluid to start with on those highlights on the hair and on parts of the collar as well, and then I went on to start the painting. So as you normally can see, I usually start painting the eye. So I find that painting the eye helps to give something to look at, and it's just much easier to do it that way. So I quite enjoy doing the eye first, because it does take a long time, especially at this size, to get the reflection and make the eye very glassy and beautiful. So I had to focus a lot on making the eye. It's quite a delicate process. So that's what I'm doing so far. In this video, I will be showing you, will be talking to you some of it, and some of it you'll have some music to listen to. So the eye color, needed to have like a brown tone. There was a large reflection. I wasn't too worried about the reflection at this stage, because I could always rescue that reflection if it gets paint on it accidentally with some gush, white gush, so to bring it up. So I just wanted to get the edges and the color of the eye inside done properly, you know, those little sections of the pupil. And as you can see, I jumped way ahead now, so you can see the eyes are coming along nicely. I still got some masking fluid on that sparkle on the reflection in the eye, so I will be taking that soon and carry on with the color on the eye. So I think the colors I used for this eye was raw umber, which is a brown color, and used also some blue for part of the reflection, and the pupil was done with Payne's grey, and around the edges as well I used Payne's grey. So I also used a little bit of lilac, Winsor violet, to parts of the reflection too. So I keep on applying layers and layers, and obviously I do one eye and a little bit, and then let it dry, and then continue with the other eye. So it's a long process, and it did take me quite a while to do the eyes, but I didn't film the whole process for you, because otherwise you find it a bit daunting. The hair on this dog is lush, and she has had a haircut just before when this photo was done. So my client, the commissioner, didn't want me to paint it too trim, so I had to add a bit more lushness to her hair to make it a little bit more natural and not so trimmed, as she normally is. So there you go. So the main colors I used for the whole process of the painting was Payne's grey. I used blue and the brown, the raw umber. So I added the raw umber to the eyes as well as the body in parts. Mainly Payne's grey most of the time, and a little bit of pink as well. I used a little bit of pink on the bottom of the fur at the bottom of the neck, which you'll see that later, Also, obviously, I painted the collar, which it was red, but I used pink, opera rose, sorry. And the medal, the medal on the collar, I painted that in gold. So I used a gold color that I do have to make it nice and shiny. So basic and just a few colors, not many colors for the whole painting, which it was great. I also used burnt sienna for the mouth, around the mouth area. And that's it, I think. That's just about it. So as I'm going along, I'm using a number 1 rigger brush, and it's very thin. So this, I love this brush, it's so handy and it works perfectly for fine hair. So I applied that all the time. I used also a bigger brush to add water, and in bigger areas a size 4, and that's a round 4 size brush. And also in here I'm taking off the masking tape on the masking fluid tape all around the face, and I'm leaving the bit around the hair at the back. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm leaving that bit at the moment because I will add paint over that, and I wanted to preserve the whites. So I'm obviously peeling the masking fluid here and going over with my pencil, because once you take off the masking fluid, it takes off the pencil marks, which is unfortunate, and sort of you lose your track where you are. So I drew that with a pencil again, and to help me with guidance of what I had to do next. So, and I will put some nice music for you for a little bit, and I'll come back later on. Okay, so I'm back on again. So in this section now you can see how the hair has progressed and how I'm adding the darks. So I added a light bit first, and now I'm going in with a darker mixture of Payne's grey. So I'm focusing, looking at my reference photo to guide me where I want the dark sections to separate the hair, and play with it to make it look more natural as I go along. At first it doesn't look natural, it looks very clumpy, but adding the paint and diluting it with a bit of water every now and again so it blends in, and gradually build it up in layers, and you achieve a good resemblance of the hair in the of the reference photo. So as you know, the dog's hair is sort of curly and wavy, so I have to make sure that I don't make this hair look too straight. So it's quite difficult, and I'm trying to follow that reference photo as much as I possibly can, but it's very difficult to paint every single hair. You cannot quite get that. It will be forever. It will just take you forever. So it's best to do a representation of it. Some of the hair you can probably capture and some of it you can't. So clumps of hair, and then you can go over with a watercolor pencil, normally a white color watercolor pencil, to help you refine those little wispy hairs and give you a little bit more texture on there. So I carry on applying this Payne's grey, and obviously it dries up, and when it dries up it goes lighter, so I have to go over again once it dried up to give another layer and gradually build it up and build it up. So I will leave you now, and you can listen to some nice music and continue, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, so now I'm adding a glaze over the highlighted hair. So the hair that I left white, because I've gone dark underneath now, that white that I left is far too much. So it needs to be, I need to add a glaze. So the glaze I'm adding is a Payne's Grey, and so it's quite diluted, and I'm using my bigger size brush, number 4. So I'm going over, so it looks almost like she's going to be having a helmet here, but trust me, it won't, because what I'll do is I'll go on those darker tones, I will go darker again, and then in the midtones I will add midtones in layers, and it will all make sense at the end. It will be all combined and it will make sense. So the highlights will stay lighter, but not as light as it was earlier before I added the glaze. So it took me a long time to do the hair, I admit, but it is beautiful, and she's a real character, so beautiful. So obviously I've been a little bit slower making videos for you, and hopefully I will continue making new videos in the new year, and more often and frequent for you. And I would like to know if there's any specific video that you would like me to create for you. I will be also painting birds, which is what I normally do, and flowers, so I will create videos for those as well. So the new year, I'm hoping to be a bit more active in YouTube and create more frequent videos for you, and more enjoyable, and also to help you to maybe love art, the watercolors the way I do, as much as I do. I love working on detail, and sometimes I add a bit of loose painting on my techniques, but I like using different techniques, and I would hopefully be able to show you the steps and techniques that I use to create detail painting. So with this I will leave you, and hope to see you soon, and also just to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, and hopefully we'll see you again in the new year. All's well. So thank you very much for following me, and if you did enjoy these videos, please give it a like, a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, because it will give you notifications when I upload these new videos for you, and it helps my channel a lot to grow. So hopefully to see you soon in the new year, and enjoy it. Have a really relaxing Christmas, and if you get some time to create, please do, because it is amazing and it relaxes you and gives you some enjoyment when you need it. And I think art is amazing, and it does help a lot. When you worry about something, or you're stressed about something, it's the best thing you could do is do a little bit of painting, do a little bit of drawing. It doesn't matter what it is, just create something, and you'll feel so much better afterwards. So I'll better stop rabbiting on and leave you here, and see you in the new year. Thank you very much. Bye bye.